seeing all these cameras or being on the field for the first time?
Probably seeing all the cameras, honestly.
Really? How
Yeah.
come?
I don't know, Coach Burns said, imagine it back in high school, and that's exactly what I did. I just tuned everything out, and that's what I went to.
How much fun was that? And what would you have thought a year ago your chances of being out there doing that would have been?
It was a ton of fun being out there again. I haven't played real football since my senior year of high school, and it meant the world to me to finally go out there and catch a collegiate pass. That was really cool.
Did you ever imagine when you got to Auburn that your role would be what it was on Saturday?
I didn't think so. I always, hoped about it. Maybe I looked at all the receivers and I was like, man, maybe one day I can have an opportunity, but I never really thought that it would come, and now we're here.
On that pass interference call, did you position yourself in a good way to be able to possibly get that call knowing the ball was in the air?
Yeah, I think so. Sean had to scramble and he threw it, I think, off his back foot, and I saw it was coming short, and so I tried to run back to it, and then that guy just pulled me down, and so.
Where do you want to be physically another year or two? Are you wanting to add weight? I mean, what are the coaches trying to communicate with you?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to add some weight. I think I'm 178 right now. I'm trying to get up to around 190. I think that'd be a good goal, and just keep my speed and quickness for sure.
What led you to walk on in Auburn?
I had a couple D2 schools that offered me, and no one else gave me an opportunity, and my family really believed in me, my friends believed in me, and my whole high school believed in me, and I called Auburn a couple days before signing day, and I tried out here, or I did a kicking camp here before in the summer going into my senior year, and I called a couple days before, and I said, what's going on, and because I kept coming to the games, and they kept recruiting me, and they said, we want you to be a preferred walk-on, so.
Who were the two D2 schools that offered?
Ouachita Baptist University, and Henderson State, and Southern Arkansas as well. So.
How hard was that decision when you could probably play right away there or have to, go through the walk-on? Was that a real hard decision for you then?
It was real hard. I definitely think it was hard deciding that, but I believed in myself, and a lot of people believed in me, and definitely my family. I couldn't have done it without them, and so, yeah, it was definitely hard, but I definitely made the right decision.
Did you almost want to go to OBU to be with Zach?
No, me and Zach had always talked about it. He was, my best friend, and, my brother on the field in high school, and he, me and him were a duo, and so we'd always talk about going to the same school, doing our thing again, but, I had to make the decision, and he was a year behind me, and I never, we didn't do it.
At what point in the preseason drills did you start feeling that you were going to get that shot at the wide receiver spot?
They brought me in fall camp as a receiver, and then they moved me to the 3 position. And so at that moment, when they moved me to the 3, I started getting confidence and started thinking, I might get some playing time.
All those schools you mentioned, D2 schools, those are all much closer to home. So even with the opportunity to walk on and be at a big-time school, you ever give in? Can you speak to the decision of being willing to go further away in order to do it, be away from home?
Yeah, it's rough being away from home. I have a close-knit family, I have a close-knit friend group. And OBU, Henderson, all those places are only about an hour, 2 hours away, when I'm about 7 hours away from home from here. But my family comes down, my whole family, my cousins are coming this weekend, so I'm really excited about that. And, they're all just supporting me from back home, calls, text, all that.
What is it like being a kicker the last weekend when you really don't kick off?
Yeah, it's not too fun, but, we do all the onsides. And, it's really exciting, down at PA. The atmosphere is like here, obviously not as much crowd and all that, but, everyone knows you, everyone loves you, and but it's fun, we go for two almost every time and never kick off deep, so it's challenging being a kicker.
Who's the better onside kicker for Dan?
That's still being debated.
You probably have more experience than anybody in doing that. Do you kind of sit there and go, why don't we onside kick more?
No.
You had a chance at LSU.
Yeah, I had a chance at LSU, and I didn't take my opportunity, missed it by a couple yards, and that's stuff I need to improve on. But I don't think that I have no idea about the onside. It works in high school. I don't know how it would work in college because no one's really done it. But if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Coach says the percentages are in the favor of doing so, though.
Yeah, he does. He goes by the numbers, and I think he started in 2008 doing it, and he's been we've gotten, I want to say my junior year when you could do the one hop, we probably got around 45, 50% of onsides.
Just growing up in Arkansas, just how familiar were you with Coach Malzahn, Coach Lassie? I mean, these guys are kind of legendary in that state. I know it's the other side of the state, but just how familiar were you with their background and now having the opportunity to play for them?
When I was younger, we'd play in War Memorial, and I remember, hearing the name Coach Lashley, Rhett Lashley, and I it never really hit me that they coached at Auburn, but they'd been jumping around, and when they came here, and Auburn started to show interest, I was like, oh wow, they're from Arkansas, they're legends here, and Coach Malzahn always brings up how he destroyed PA in high school in 2001 or 2002 by 62-7, so he always gets on me about that.
Well, grandfather that played at Arkansas State. Is this game kind of a little more special for you, or?
I don't think so. My grandfather, he actually hurt his knee, I want to say his freshman or sophomore year. And so, he loves that school, but, he'll be rooting up for me come game day.
Have you talked to him about the game or anything this week?
No, I haven't talked to him about the game yet. I haven't even really got a chance to call him. I need to definitely call him, but, that's what I'll ask him. I'll say, who are you rooting for?
Because of him, did you grow up an Arkansas State fan?
No, really, I didn't. If you're from Arkansas, you're either Arkansas State or Arkansas, and I was more of Arkansas because, that's what everyone does. All my friends were. But, now I'm full Auburn.
Do you have any friends that go to Arkansas State or play there or that you've played against? Or?
Yeah, I had Freddie Knighton. He was quarterback at Arkansas State, still a good friend of mine. He was the senior QB when I was a freshman. And so, we still talk, but I don't really have anyone else that goes there.
Has it been a couple more yet that you went from having no interest really from D1 schools to now you went to a walk-on kicker and now you're in the rotation at receiver?
What was the question again?
Has the whole thing really set in for you that you went from being a walk-on kicker to now you're in the rotation at receiver?
Yeah, it's starting to set in. I never really thought it would come true, but it definitely has come true.
Well, for you guys, I mean, you said a lot of onside kicks, but you also didn't punt either. So you had a lot of clutch situations, a lot of fourth downs.
Yeah.
Those kind of pressure situations, how much did that prepare you to play now?
I think that definitely prepared me. One that reminds me a lot is when it was about 4th and 15 or 4th and 20, and we did a 20-yard out route, and I caught it, sliding. And so, I think it definitely prepared me for fourth downs. You just got to think about it like it's third down. I mean, it's nothing too big.
When Auburn was talking to you about being a preferred walk-on, was this exclusively at kicker, or did they say, hey, we might give you a shot at receiver just from time to time?
No, it was exclusively for kicker.
And so how did the receiver stuff come up? Did Coach Craig at that time come up to you? Or how did the receiver transition actually occur?
When I first came here, I didn't make fall camp my freshman year, and then they called me when Duke got in trouble and said, hey, we need you to be another body for fall camp. And so I came in, didn't really do too well, and then was the rest of my freshman year I was a kicker, and then the winter came and I did all the agility drills, and I think that's really where it took off. And then in the spring, I did some good things at receiver. They moved me there, and then from there on, it's just no.
So really, if Duke Williams had got suspended, you might not be here now. That kind of.
No, I don't think it's that. I think everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Having Cody here, how important has he been? Because obviously coming into the spring, you kind of jumped in with him.
Yeah. Cody's definitely the man. He, he truly believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He loves us all, and we love him, and he just gets us better every day.
It's not that you don't look like a prototypical SEC wide receiver, but when you're lining up against the Clemson defensive back, what kind of things are they saying to you?
I was thinking about that, and they didn't even really say anything to me. I was just so focused on the game, so focused on getting that third down, and that you really don't even pay attention. So.
All right.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.